My name is Güzel Kasımova and I'm a writing teacher at Paddington level. I hope you're doing well. And today I'm going to teach you writing, essay organization, and mainly it's going to be classification type of essay. And you can learn this type of essay from the books that you have, from the Longman Academic Writing Series essays, the pages you can see it here, and also from our Üsküdar University Prep School Writing Booklet, which is in Unit 5. Okay, before speaking about the classification essay, how to write it, you should understand the meaning of the word classification itself. What does that mean? The classification comes from the verb classify, and it has the root class. As an example, on this picture you see recycling trash bins, but we have 4 different bins with different colors, different names on that, and you must have noticed, of course, these bins at our school. Why they are different? It means that when we throw our trash, we have to separate this trash, and it has to depend on the substance of the trash. So if this is a food waste, you throw it into this bin. If it is some glass, it has to be here, not in the food bin. So that's how you have to separate, to classify. So what have we done? We have divided, or in other words, we classify the trash, and it depends on the substance. So to classify basically means to categorize. And here I presented also a definition from a dictionary. You can see to classify means to arrange something in classes, or to consider someone or something as belonging to a particular group. So this is mainly the meaning of the word classification. Let's move on. And now we are going to talk about the main idea of classification type of essay. In a classification essay, you are given a particular topic, and you have to divide this topic into 3 categories or classes based on an aspect. What are you doing here? You are giving information about these 3 classes, and it has to be in the same order and in the same importance. There must be a certain pattern, we say, or an aspect. This aspect has to be general, so you have to avoid all the irrelevant information or the conflicting ideas. And okay, it is optional. You can choose whatever you want to write in your types, but all these 3 types, they have to be relevant to that same pattern, to the general aspect, like what you can see here on this picture. On this mind map, we have schools. The topic is school. Imagine in your exam they ask you to write the types of the schools. And here we presented 4 different types, like high school, primary school, university, and language school. But think about it. One is irrelevant. Which one it can be? It is a language school. I will explain to you why. High school, primary school, and university, they are relevant, they are interrelated, they are related to one particular aspect, which is education level, the level of education. So first you go to primary school, then to high school, and then to university. But language school, it is wrong here. If you want to write about language school, you have to include the field of education, like the language school, then the math school, or the science school. Okay, and after that, I'm going to present 4 main steps to write an effective classification essay. And the very first step, before even to start writing, you have to brainstorm. You have to think about the topic. Again, if our topic is school, you just gather all the information you know. You think about the categories, which categories you want to pick up for this particular essay. If you have decided to write about the level of education, like university, high school, primary, you just write it like it is shown on this mind map, and then you write down all the information you know, just to gather the information, and later it will help you to build the structure of your essay in your outline. But before going to the next step, let me just to show you in practice how to do this, how to gather information. For example, here we have the topic friends, and we have to write our classification essay about friends. Write about the types of friends, let's see, and which types I chose for my essay. Let's say I chose work friends, school friends, best friends. Why did I choose these types? Because I wanted them to be based on the aspect of the scope of the relations, like where did I meet this friend, at work, at school, and my best friends throughout my life. Or the other one is about shoes, right? About the types of shoes. For my essay, I wanted to choose sport shoes, classical shoes, and casual. Why? Because I chose them according to the aspect of wearing purpose. For what you're going to wear this particular type of shoes. Later, here you can see holidays. The topic is holidays, and I chose winter holidays, summer holidays, and traditional holidays. But if you listen to me carefully, you should guess that there is a mistake here. And what is a mistake? The last category is traditional holidays, but actually it's irrelevant, because I wanted to talk about the holidays according to the aspect of season. So I want to talk about winter holidays, summer holidays, and not traditional holidays. Another one, it might be spring holidays or autumn holidays, but not traditional. It's the other type. And mobile technology, I wanted to write about smartphones, smartwatches, and the tablets. Why? Because I chose the aspect of the form of the device. Okay, so this is how I mainly brainstormed about the topics here. And let's move on. Step 2 is your outline. What is outline? Here in outline you introduce your main ideas which you will use to write the essay. And the outline, it will start with thesis statement. And most of the students here, again, they are afraid of this word, they confuse it, they don't know what to write in thesis statement, but it's actually not that hard as it may sound. What is this? In thesis statement, you just have to introduce the topic itself. So our topic is school, let's say. Then 3 categories. Our categories are here. An optional pattern aspect. It's up to you if you want to write about the aspect here or not. Or in other words, if you want to write a thesis statement, a good thesis statement, you have to provide the reader with the information about what you are going to write in your essay, how many categories and which categories. You have to list them. So this is your thesis statement. And these structures, like examples, will help you to build a good thesis statement. You can start like this. There are 3 types or classes or kinds or categories of schools. As you can see, you can use any synonym with the same meaning of the type or the class. So which are such as, and you just list your categories here. You mention them. Or like this, schools can be classified, schools can be divided into 3 types, and again, which are or such as. So this is how your thesis statement has to look. Another slide here, it is about useful vocabulary, which will help you to write a thesis statement. Again, the topic is classification essay, so you will use the vocabulary related to classification, like classify, categorize, divide, classify into, here you are using different prepositions, classes of something or categories of something. Okay, so after a thesis statement, we have to move to the second part of our essay, to the main part, which is body paragraphs part. And it includes topic sentences. What is topic sentence? It is the starting sentence of each paragraph, each body paragraph. You introduce the categories in each topic sentences. You should use transitional signal words to start the sentence. So this is your, for example, body paragraph 1. Then here it must be the first category. You have to mention the first category. If it is body paragraph 2, then the second topic sentence, and in the last body paragraph, the third topic sentence. So these are the topic sentences, the body paragraph. 3 body paragraphs at least you have to have. Okay, after topic sentences, in our outline, what do we have? Here, again, I presented some signal words. Of course, there are more, but these are like most commonly used, like first, firstly, to begin with. If you're writing the first paragraph, in the second paragraph you are using this signal words like secondly, and in the last one you are using like last, finally, and these signal words will help you to create a good flow in your writing, a fluency. Okay, so after that, in your outline, thesis restatement comes. It's in the last part of your essay. What is thesis restatement? Basically, thesis restatement, it's rewriting of your thesis statement. So you go back to your thesis statement, you look at it, what did you write there? You have to use the same information in thesis restatement, but using different words. Again, in thesis restatement, you have to remind the reader of the categories, the information you were talking about in your essay. For example, here the structures. If before in your thesis statement you used the structure according to, this time instead of according to, you can use based on. If there you use type, this time in thesis restatement, instead of this you can use kind, category or class. And here again signal words which will help you in your concluding sentence. You start your conclusion, your concluding sentence with signal words like as a result, in conclusion, to conclude, and after that you are writing your thesis restatement. Okay, so what do we have finally here? This is your outline, how it will look like. It will include thesis statement, it will include 3 topic sentences which will relate to 3 body paragraph, topic sentence 1, topic sentence 2, topic sentence 3, with the details related to this or that topic sentence or category, and finally thesis restatement. So as soon as you have your outline on your paper, the half of the work is done, so you can use this outline to write your essay. Okay, so step 3 is writing an essay, and we will start with the introduction paragraph. If you remember the structure of the essay, remember it was introduction paragraph, then body paragraphs, 3 body paragraphs, and conclusion paragraph. So here we start with the introduction. As we said before, we used thesis statement, but before writing your thesis statement, you have to start your essay, your introduction, with a general statement. Why? Because we need to draw the reader's attention to the topic itself. Maybe the reader doesn't even know the topic, the meaning of the topic. So you can do it by asking a general question. So you can start your essay to ask a question, or you can give any general information, background information you know about this topic. Or a very interesting way, you can find an interesting quotation a famous person sentence related to this topic, and you can just present this quotation. And after that, you need to narrow down your thought to move to the specific point of the essay. How you can do it? You can answer the question if you asked it before. You can give some statistics, some numbers, places, or names, or you are making a brief comment on the quotation you gave before. And at the end of the introduction paragraph, we have our thesis statement itself, mentioning the categories you are going to write about, how many categories and which categories you will write. Okay, so this is about introduction. We will move to the second part, which is body paragraph. Body paragraphs. We will have 3 body paragraphs at least, including our categories, 3 categories or 3 classes, and you have to write you can write your body paragraphs just based on your outline. You have it already, so you just give the details, give more information on those categories you mentioned in your outline, and of course don't forget using the transitional signal words as I mentioned before, because we need to create the fluency and it will affect your cohesion as well. What do we have here? Don't forget about the meaning of the sentence. If you want to use a particular signal word in this or that sentence, think about the meaning. If the meaning in the sentence is to add information, then you cannot use however. On the other hand, you should use this signal words like and, in addition, additionally, comma, don't forget about comma, and then your sentence. But if the meaning is to show contrast, contradicting information, then you can use signal words like however, but, on the other hand, yet, and again don't forget about commas. If you want to show the reasons, you can use because, since, for, due to, because of. And if you want to show the results in your sentence, you can use the signal words like so, therefore, thus, as a result. So these are the signal words for your body paragraphs. Here, before moving on, I wanted again to practice with you some sentences. How can we use signal words in this or that sentence? For example, if we have sentence like this, let me read it for you. The primary schools are very important for a student, and here I used because or since. It forms the first stage of a person's life. You can ask a question, why? Because it forms the first stage. That's why I used signal words of reasoning. If you have some additional information, like in this sentence, what else schools can do, they help you to learn basic social rules, then I use signal words of additional information, like moreover, in addition, and etc., etc. Okay. The last step is a conclusion paragraph. It might sound like easy maybe, but don't write your conclusion paragraph just saying, in conclusion, I think. Most of the students make these mistakes. No, conclusion actually is complicated itself. It has 3 parts inside, and first you should start with thesis restatement. Why thesis restatement? Because again, you need to remind the reader of the categories you were writing before. Again, here you can use the signal words like in conclusion, all in all, as a consequence, as a conclusion, and then your thesis restatement. Mention again, list the categories you were writing about. after your first sentence in your conclusion paragraph, you have to write a short summary, at least 2-3 sentences, where you will just summarize everything you have mentioned before, all 3 categories. You will just write about them in short. For example, we had a topic about schools, and here in short you can just write like high schools are for this, primary school teach this, and universities are for this. So you just give the brief information again about all the categories you were writing before. And again, useful structures, as it was mentioned above, you can use to sum up, shortly in short, briefly in brief, so they will indicate that you are summarizing everything what you have written in your essay. Okay, and the last one, the last sentence in your conclusion, in your last paragraph, is your final thought. So here you are adding something new, your own idea, your own opinion, let's say. How can you do it? You can write which category is your favorite, what can be done about this subject, so you can give any advice, any suggestion, or what is the prediction for this subject in your opinion. And again, useful structures here are presented. You can use I think, you can use in my opinion, from my point of view, what I believe when it comes to my opinion. So you just finalize everything by commenting, by giving your own opinion on the topic. Okay, so we have finished the main steps of writing an effective essay, and here I just wanted to present some other topic. Let's say you have an exam and the topic is write about the types of countries. So it is up to you. We have a lot of different countries in the world, different types, and you can choose, for example, here we presented 3 main types, like underdeveloped countries, developing countries, and developed countries. And basically you just give the information. Here in brainstorming part you are giving information about underdeveloped countries, developing countries, and developed countries. But don't forget to write the examples, to give examples as well, to illustrate to the reader the topic and the categories. Okay, and the outline for this topic may look like this. Like in thesis statement, there are 3 types of countries, and here for yourself you can choose any other category and just write about them, like in this outline. And also you can take a photo of the screen. The essay I presented here on those categories, about those types of the countries. But of course, as I told you, you can write your own essay on the different categories, on the categories which you would like to pick up for this essay. We have finished, and at the end, I want you to practice writing classification essay. And I thought that mobile technology would be a very interesting topic for you to write a classification essay about. Again, don't forget to start with brainstorming, then the outline, and then your essay. And I wish you good luck. Thank you.